CFO Paul Vogel joins us now for an exclusive interview. Paul, thanks for joining us on the back of those results.
Great. Thanks so much for having me.
Was one thing that hit shares, according to the analysts, was the revenue came in a bit light, even though the user numbers were strong. What do you attribute that to?
Yeah, revenue was pretty much in line with our expectations. ARPU was down in the quarter about 9%, about FX hit it by about 2%, so it was only down about 7%. And we also had a 1% hit from a one-time item that impacted us in the quarter. So from our perspective, revenue was in line. And in general, we feel really good about the quarter. As you mentioned, users were up 29% in the quarter. Subscribers were up 27%. The growth was above expectations at the high end of our guidance range. And when we look at the trends throughout the first half of the year, given all that's gone on globally, we feel really good about the trends. We've added more users in the first half of 2020 compared to the first half of 2019, and the same thing with subscribers. So about 3 million more on the user side, 1 million more on the subscriber side. So we feel really good about the quarter and how we're progressing through the first half of the year.
I should have also mentioned the stock has had a monster year. It's up still more than 75%, I think, for 2020. You also noted that listening hours have returned to levels from before the pandemic. How is that happening? How are we doing that with so many of us not returning to their daily commute?
Yeah, so we've seen, as you said, listening hours have come back. In markets particularly where the pandemic seems to be moderating, we've seen listening come back a lot, but it's come back across the board and up again above pre-COVID levels. Interesting you mentioned the commute. When we exited Q1, our listening in the car was down about 40% from the peak. It hit about down 50% in April, and it's now down only about 10% from where it was at the peak. So we're seeing it across the board. And then also we've done a number of things to give people opportunities to listen to music or podcasts in different formats. And so at home through smart speakers and game consoles have really done very well for us as well. So we feel really good about some of the opportunities we have to continue to grow listenership, even with all that's going on.
I want to talk about podcasts. I mean, you've made a lot of headlines this past quarter, and one reason that the investors have been so excited are all those flashy deals. Kim Kardashian, Joe Rogan, Michelle Obama, who I know debuted her podcast today. Talk us through the strategy here. You think that bringing these names will bring in new paying customers?
Yeah, so for us, it's really about being audio first. It's really about building out both the music side and the podcasting side. And what we've seen is podcasts are growing really, really well. Now, 21% of our users now engage with podcasts. That's up from 19% in the first quarter. And we believe that having some unique and differentiated content on the platform, having some exclusive content and podcasting will really differentiate us from other players. And so we look at some of the things we've done. If you go all the way back to when we made the acquisitions of Gimlet and Parcast last year, and then The Ringer this year with Bill Simmons' company, and then the licensing deals we've done with Joe Rogan. And really exciting today was the launch of Michelle Obama's podcast, which launched this morning, which we're very excited about.
How did it do? Any early numbers?
I don't have any early numbers, but we're very, very excited about the opportunity.